Y'all, we are back with another video. And before I get into today's video, I would like for you guys to subscribe, hit the like button, get me through the algorithm, please. So today we're using Young Nails Speed Bubblegum. And we're going to be doing some kind of Valentine's Day nails, but kind of not. They're going to be bright. And I will be going through the process. And just sharing some of my tips and tricks with y'all like I always do. If you are new, do not get discouraged. It is a slow period right now for a lot of people. Some people are just good at their marketing and making sure they stay booked all year round. That could be you too, but you have to put the work in year round. So I am working with medium consistency beads, but on this first nail, my room was kind of cold, so it is a little on the runny side. However, we're not having stuff running off the sides because we're moving that product down the side of the nail from the sidewalls and making sure everything stayed. You want it to really stay in the middle of the nail and not so much on the side. So that's why you will see me wiping the sides continuously. So I know I just kind of went into that fast talking about the slow season. But there's not really much to say. I mean, it comes with it. Just kind of prepare for it. And generally, the slow season is about the end of November to, I'd say, the 1st of March. It doesn't have to be because, tax time. If you are good at your marketing, then, you know how to reel those people in. If you are somebody that is still building up your tail, then you can run different promotions to try to get people in. And just really just sell to the clients that you have, just sell your best self, customer service, maybe, offer them water, snacks, hot chocolate, if you live in a colder climate like me, things like that, just to, kind of wow them and keep them wanting to come back. Kindness does go a long way. And I feel like I said that funny. Kindness goes a long way. So those are some things that you can do to kind of try to combat the slow season. Okay, so now that was the pinky nail. Now we're on to the ring fingernail. I named her today, y'all. I finally named this hand, and I named her Shamika because she's a darker hand. And shouts out to all the Shamikas out there. I don't know me, but that was the name that came to mind. My other hand that's beat up is Roxanne, and this one's Shamika. Okay, so when I lay the first bead, this is a full coverage tip, but generally I lay the first bead by the free edge of the natural nail. So where the tip normally is placed, that's normally where I lay that first bead. And that kind of helped me gauge the apex. And on this nail, I'm doing a 3 bead method. And y'all make sure y'all stay tuned because I will be designing these nails. So trying to get into doing more designs. Sometimes I just lay acrylic because I want to just get the foundation. Sometimes I just want to lay acrylic and I get bored. So I just lay, colored acrylic and that's it. And I file and I go. On this set today, we're actually going to be doing designs. I want to pump out more designs. So I like this acrylic a lot. Because of the color. I like the transparent pink. I know for a while it was kind of hard for me to find one, but I'm like, they have to be out there. I'm seeing everybody else use this pretty transparent pink, and there's all different types of hues of pink too that's transparent. I will be having a polygel video coming up. I am waiting on an order for polygel, so stay tuned for that. I will be doing some swatches and a set on here. It should be dropping next week. I should be getting the package Friday, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Speaking of pretty pink, it's some real pretty pinks in this polygel kit that I'm getting, so I will be swatching that and doing a set for y'all. But yeah, so this one is, like I said, it's by Young Nails. It's called Speed Bubblegum. It was at my nail supply store, and I was able to get the monomer. Y'all probably saw the last video where I showed the monomer. Got a big thick monomer so I won't run out. And I got this one in a cover pink. The last set that I did that I posted on here was the cover pink. I believe that one is speed too. So with speed, it's supposed to cure fast, but it honestly doesn't cure super fast. I noticed that this is self-leveling, which I actually watch Young Nails, some of their nail chats, and I believe that's one of their selling points for this acrylic is that it's self-leveling. So if you are a beginner, it's very beginner friendly. Um, you don't have to do too much to it. I know some of the other lines that I started out with, I'm not going to shout them out. Y'all can just scroll down and see. They weren't very beginner friendly. Came out very chalky or very gummy. It will stick to the brush. I don't know if I was doing something wrong or if that's just how the product was, but it turned me off to that product. So I really don't use them on clients. That's not my go-to. Let me say it like that. It's not my go-to. Uh, this would be a go-to. Not polish is the go-to. Dip and Dap, D&D, Dip and Dap, their line could be a go-to. Sometimes that's like my third choice. Mia Secret is a go-to. So I have my favorites, but I would say my top three acrylic powders that I go to would be Not Polish, Young Nails, and Mia Secret. Of course, I can't forget her. Mia Secret. Mia Secret's clear is like one of the best clears out there. It's like really crystal clear. So I have not used Young Nails clear. I used it, but it wasn't mine. Like I used some of somebody's. I think it's pretty good too. I didn't need clear, so I didn't buy any. When I bought this, I wanted to focus on pinks, like just cover pinks, because I had some clients a few months back. I had a couple people was like, I'm looking for like a really like a light pink acrylic. So that's what preempted me to go and get this and the cover pink. This could be worn by itself. It's like a gummy pink. It could be worn by itself. You could even do some inlays and still see the inlays, like the little hearts that I have on my nails. You could even do that underneath it, and it would be so cute. You would still be able to see the hearts, as long as they're like not transparent. But yeah, you can do a lot with this acrylic, so it's a good like base acrylic to have. Okay, here it gets a little messy because the fingers, this hand, I got this hand off of Amazon. I don't remember the name of it or nothing. It came with a left and a right, and at first it was really good, but I noticed that when I'm working, see how I'm pinching the sides, because I'm used to working on a real person and I'm used to holding the skin down lightly, not very hard, not to where I'm hurting the client, but I hold their sidewalls down just so I can get in those corners really good. And also when I'm filing, so I'm used to doing my hand like that. It makes the tip shift. So that's why I don't like this hand. I'd rather just glue them on, but if I glue on the tips to this hand, it will ruin the silicone. That's what happened to my other hand. So I just make do. It looked a little rough at first, but we got it. This set here, the application was good, but y'all will see in the end, like the cuticles, because the tips kept shifting forward, the cuticles kind of just was like not the best, and it wasn't really realistic to my liking. So here in this clip, I am doing the thumb. In the same process, 3 beads. You're just kind of tapping that acrylic. We're not like wiping it off. There's not a whole lot of acrylic or product on my napkin. That is very wasteful. That is acrylic that could be on the nail, on the client. So I don't like to waste. I make sure I grab just enough acrylic to do what I needed to do, so that way I'm not wiping off or letting it run off the tip, because that's your inventory. You don't want to waste, but to each their own. Okay, so we're just blending those 2 beads together, making sure the tip of the nail is cured. I know I used to have a problem with that in the past. It would look like I overfouled my nail, when in fact I just didn't really pat the tip of the acrylic that well. So here in this clip right here, I am doing the cuticle bead, and making sure that the sidewalls are fully covered. You don't want any blank spots where you can see the tip. Making sure that acrylic is sidewall to sidewall first, and then bring it down towards the free edge. Some people say down, some people say up. I say down because it's a downward motion towards me. So I'm just making sure that I try to get it as realistic looking as possible. It's not a real hand, but it's pretty good. It'll do when I don't have a hand model. So, and I honestly don't do hand models anymore because, you know, let's talk about it. I don't do hand models anymore. Not that I really did in the past. Like, paying clients are my hand models. But I used to try to get hand models so that I can work on certain sets and it not be on a plastic practice hand. But the people weren't, you run the risk of people not promoting you or doing what, you know, holding up their end of the bargain. They just pretty much get free nails. They don't refer nobody to you. They don't hand out cards. They don't review your business or you as a nail tech or whatever. And so it's not beneficial. It's not necessary. Try to get actual clients if you can. If you're just starting out, the hand model thing or any type of model, lash model, makeup model, you're just giving away services for free, and it diminishes your brand when you do that. When you give away services for free, people aren't going to necessarily like, oh, I got it for free, I'm not going to pay for it. They'll 9 times more likely expect something for free versus paying you for a service. And that's not the case 100% of the time. If hand models have worked for you, kudos for you. I wouldn't do it. And that's my opinion, and that's what my situation was. Okay. I don't like to give out advice because not everything works for everyone. Like, for example, people say social media, and we're just following with a fine carbide bit, and I'm making sure I go in from sidewall to sidewall, in a circular motion, the way that I want these nails shaped. Okay, and after that, we're gonna buff. But I don't really like to give too much advice because everyone's journey is different. So, like with social media, people say, "Oh, post a lot, do this, do that to get through the algorithm." Yeah, it may work. It may work for some people, but you could be doing everything right, and it's still not work for you. So, just keep that in mind. There's no foolproof anecdote to combating slow seasons, or you know what I'm saying. Just make sure your work is good. There are things that you can do though. Just make sure your work is good. Make sure you remain professional at all times. Be your best self. Show up as your best self every day. Practice, improve those things that you feel like you need to improve on. I mean, you can ask for advice, but advice, you're going to get a million different answers, and then you're going to just feel incomplete. So me personally, I stray away from constructive criticism online because there be people trolling. So I have a good sense of self and a good gauge on things. I have a good sense of judgment. So I can look at something and tell when it's like, especially when it comes to nails. That's what I'm talking about. I can look at a set and be like, okay, this isn't right. This should have been straight, So I just don't. I mean, if people give their unsolicited advice, I ignore it or I delete it. Not that I can't take people's advice. I can. My paying clients. That's why they pay me. Because they want what they want. So here I am using a 3-way buffer, and I think I only used the one side, the softest side, because the carbide bit, it smooths out the nail a great deal, and it doesn't leave deep scratches, so it's not really abrasive. So that's why I only use the one side. I don't like to over buff the nail because we are going to be putting gel polish on top of this set, and if you over buff that nail and make the nail too smooth, you run the risk of your gel polish not adhering to that surface. It'll end up chipping off. So like I said, these are my opinions, to each their own. Y'all do a great job of not coming for me in the comments, or YouTube does a great job of not even posting those under my videos, because I'm not here for that. I'm not a puppet for the masses. I'm just here showing what I do, and that's all. This is my platform. This is what I do. Okay, type of thing. I'm not trying to say I'm the best and my way is the best way and other people's way isn't. That's not what this is about. This is just me showing y'all what I do when I practice. I do want to get some more like footage of me doing actual hands. It is a little better. Kind of sucks having to hold the hands so hard. It makes my hands cramp up. So for a while there, I stopped from practicing on the practice hands because it was hurting my non-working hand, because I have to use that as leverage. So I just wiped the hand off with alcohol, and these are some pigment powders that I got from Hobby Lobby, and this is some, like, I don't know what you call it, 3D gel. It's a gel, but it's like putty, molding gel, I guess, and it's white. I'm out of frame right now, but we'll get in frame. So here I got some white gel polish, my white D&D gel polish, and I have a skinny lining brush that I showed y'all. And we are going to be making, you might be guessing it, yeah, guess what I'm doing? Of course, French tip. So when I started doing nails 4 years ago, French tip was kind of meh. You didn't see too many people doing it. We kind of chilled out on the French tip for a second. But in the last 2 years, French tip has made a comeback like never before. I remember just a couple years ago, French tip was played out. People wasn't really wearing it like that. Like, you had some people that just wanted classic white French tip. But not only did it come back, y'all, French tip came back with an attitude, okay? There's all types of stuff we're doing to the French tips. We're putting animal print on the French tips. We're putting 3D gel on top of the French tips. We're doing chrome. We're doing ombre on the French tips. We are laying bling on the French tips. So there's so much stuff that we can do on these French tips to make them different. And I'm here for it. You know, at first I dreaded doing French tips. You could probably find one of my earlier videos where I'm like, I don't want to do it. Because it was just one of those things I had to keep practicing. But at the last salon that I worked at last year, I got a lot of practice because that's what I was working on. So that's something that I see carrying on into 2024, because we're already 2 months in. And I see it being here to stay. I see, more innovative designs coming up with French tip. French tip ain't going anywhere for a while. She came back, like I said, and she came back with an attitude, a new attitude. So back in the day, just a little history, I was a kid in the 90s. And I paid attention to nails because I loved nails. Back in the day, the French tips weren't, I'm like talking like early 90s, okay? French tips was just a white line. It was like straight across. Then you kind of got the little smile line, like your natural smile line, and it was thicker. The line got thicker. Then you got the deep French, and this is like millennium, like after the millennium, like 2000, year 2000. You start getting that deep French. Now, 2024, fast forward 30-something years later, we got these. We got all types of French, okay? So one thing that I noticed that works to get your Frenches, like, without you having to clean up, because you can do that method where you draw just a whole bunch of polish. You waste a lot of polish doing it. And then you just take a cleaning brush and swipe it around. To me, that's harder with the deep French. I'm just taking 2 white lines on the side, and then I bring it in kind of diagonal. Then I make my line across, and then I just kind of swoop it in and make my curve. And then I fill in the rest of the polish at the tip. And then I go back with my liner brush if I need to. I kind of eyeball it from straight on. And on a real person, I hold their hand up and ask them, like, hey, to their view, let them look at it and say, hey, does that straight to your liking? And then I fix whatever. So you'll see me go back in with the brush, and I'm just kind of bringing that the side wall of the French in, down a little more so that I match all the nails. Now, the key to doing nails, and we cure for 60 seconds, the key to doing good acrylic or any type of enhancement is making all the nails look the same. So in cosmetology, symmetry is eye-catching, okay? Unless you're doing some kind of, funky design, maybe an accent nail that's lipstick shape, a different shape, or I've seen accent nails where like the pinky, a lot of braiders do this, where their pinky nail is like stiletto or shorter. A lot of nail techs, we do our pointer finger short and square, or short and stiletto, because we hold the brush and we do a lot with our pointer finger and our thumb. So unless you're doing something like that, but when I'm talking about just a classic set, maybe a set of Frenchies like this, the key is to make sure all the nails are shaped the same and look the same. And that will get you, amongst other things, make sure there's no lumps, your apex is built right, things like that. Your cuticles aren't missing, they're flush to your product is flush to the cuticle, you didn't flood the cuticles and things like that. So that is like making sure all the nails look the same. And as y'all can see in this clip right here, the nails pretty much look the same. Okay, now my cuticles, don't worry about that, because like I said, these tips tend to slide down as I work on them. This is me here picking out the pigment colors that I want to use. I knew I wanted to do an ombre, so the first color I picked was purple. And this pigment powder, like I said, I got it from Hobby Lobby. This pigment powder is so good, y'all. Ever use some pigment on a nail and it's like, dang, you gotta use a ton of it just to get it dark? Well, this ain't the case. Like, I probably should have used less, because I really wanted the next color to go into this pink. It's almost like a red. It's like a pinkish red, like magenta. I wanted it to ombre in, and I kind of got it. I kind of got it to go. So we're doing a tricolor ombre, so that's why I'm leaving the side walls and further up that French. Look at that nail slipping. I'm leaving it white because I'm going to do another color. I'm going to do a lighter pink. And I'm just trying to work that powder. It was so pigmented, and that's a good thing. It was so pigmented that I had to like really get it in there. And then it just didn't fly all over the place. It was like really, like the consistency of it wasn't very like crumbly. It was an easy cleanup. I love it. Y'all make sure y'all go to Hobby Lobby and get y'all some pigment powders, because this pigment powder is the bomb. I'm glad I got it. I used to try to use like colored acrylic as pigment, and sometimes that didn't work. And sometimes it made the nails like grainy, because acrylic powders can be like very gritty, So this is like perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. And you don't have to use a lot. Okay. So now we are top coating with gel top coat after we laid that pigment powder. And I'm just making sure I got a full coverage of top coat, making sure I'm getting those side walls. Y'all will see me wipe the side walls, because you don't want the gel polish to cure and there's like a bulb of gel polish. And if that happens, all you have to do is take a hand file and just file it off, and then like go over it with more top coat. It happens to the best of us. Just wipe the sides of your nail before you cure, and you should be good. And that's why I like to normally wear gloves, so that I can wipe and not worry about overexposure to the gel polish, because we're not supposed to touch this stuff. You can get contact dermatitis from constantly touching monomer, constantly touching gel polish. So today I was just like, screw it. I don't feel like putting a glove on, because I had forgotten in the beginning to put a glove on. So I just went ahead and did it this one time. So this is what we're looking like. And wait, there's more. We're going to add a little something more. Remember that 3D gel, sculpting gel that I pulled out? We're going to be adding a design with that. Okay? Those are cute just like that. But I wanted some hearts. So that's what we're going to be doing. You will see me take a ball of the gel. And now I do put a glove on for this. You will see me take a bulb of that gel and roll it like I'm making a snake. Here we go now. And I'm trying to get it really, really thin to make it malleable, so that I can shape this into a heart on each of the nails. The hearts, I was kind of worried about this design. Like in my head, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cute. I haven't seen nothing like this. Like I've seen people do like heart charms, but I wanted to make mine a little different, of course, so I stand out. So we got 2 of them done already. Not too bad. And I wanted them to just kind of go whichever way, just to add, you know, character, I guess, to the nails. Now the pointer finger, I wish I would have gone over it with more gel, but it was kind of hard because I only had one hand free. Well, this one I just took off. Only had one hand free. Now, if this was a real person and the hand was sturdy, I could have definitely like made that heart a lot better. On some of the nails, I got the heart really, really cute. Like the thumb is my favorite, and the pinky. Those hearts are really, really cute. However, it added something different to the nail. It still was cute. So feel free to reinvent this design. Also, this 3D sculpting gel, I was just thinking today, like this would make a good 3D flower. Like if you struggle with doing 3D flowers with acrylic, try using this sculpting gel, this 3D sculpting gel. This one came off of Amazon. However, somebody gave it to me, but I know it came off of Amazon because I've seen it on there. So just type in 3D sculpting gel, and they typically come with a clear, a white, and a pink, but you can just buy whatever color you need. I have a clear one too. I have a couple clear sculpting 3D gels. So we could have done some squiggly lines, like that pointer finger. I should have just went back in. But so now we are top coating with our gel top coat, and I'm trying my best not to get too much top coat on the brush because we already top coated these nails. However, the 3D sculpting gel does have a sticky layer, so I wanted to top coat it. I could have wiped it off with a nail cleanser and left it like that, but I don't like leaving an unfinished look. So I went in with more gel top coat and just kind of cleaned it up with the cleaning brush so that I didn't have spots that was flooded on the nail with the top coat. And y'all stay tuned for the final product. I'm gonna let this play out. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Comment below if you made it to this point. Put some hearts, any color heart. Purple heart, pink heart, blue heart, white heart, red heart, black heart, whatever, brown heart. Put some hearts in the comments if you made it to this point, and make sure y'all please like my video. Make sure you subscribe, and if there's anything that y'all want to see me do, please don't say roses because I hate doing roses, but I do want to do some 3D flowers. So that should be coming up next, maybe possibly after my polygel video. Maybe we'll do some, some 3D flowers or something. And this is the final product. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. If you have any comments, questions, or you just want to leave a comment, do it below in the comment section. Peace.